Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I thought I would do like a little bit of like a get to know me a little bit, just for those people who don't know me very well or those who are just tuning into my channel and stuff, kind of like an introduction, because I just put out vlogs and most people don't know who I am or where I'm from and stuff. So I was like, might as well do that now. So you're gonna get to know not everything about me, but at least most of the things that you should know about me. So I was born and raised in Miami, Florida. Lived there from the moment I was born till probably like kindergarten, and we ended up moving to like the Florida Keys for a little bit. Lived there for about 2 years, then moved back to Miami, then moved to Cape Coral and Fort Myers area, then moved back to Miami, and then kind of lived all in South Florida majority of my time. So for, how many years is that? For 24 years I lived in South Florida. And I cheered down there. I cheered at Evolution All-Stars, Top Gun, Broward Elite, Florida Cheer Legacy, and then I also did Miami-Dade College Cheer. But I only moved gyms just because one gym would close, so I had to move to the next one, stuff like that, or I outgrew one, so I got to go to the next one. So yeah, and then I started cheering like in middle school. It all started in like 6th grade. I was dancing some majority of the time, and then I ended up becoming a cheerleader majority of the time. Like, I loved dance and cheer. That was something that I always enjoyed. I was definitely like the musical theater kid, the dance kid, the cheer kid. And then like I have 2 siblings, Maria and Christina. Maria's my older sister. She was more the academic one, I would say. Not so much athletic, just because she tried sports and they weren't really for her. And then my younger sister, Christina, she did dance, she did swim, she did like a couple sports here and there, but nothing really stuck with her. But with me, cheer and dance, and like musical theater and stuff stuck with me. I loved it. So yeah, started in 6th grade, did dance throughout all of middle school, then cheered in middle school, started cheering in middle school, and then slowly grew, but I didn't get to actually do all-star cheer until I was in my senior year, which is insane, but most of my schools did competitive, so it was like being an all-star, but not really, because there's obviously a difference, and if you're a cheerleader, you know the difference, 100%. So after that, I started cheer at Florida Cheer Legacy. From there, I went to Miami-Dade College. Then I tried out like Step Ahead All-Stars, and I made like Sing Co-Ed at the time. It used to be a medium all-girl, which became an open co-ed team. Left there and went to Top Gun and did Open 4 there. Then I moved to Evolution All-Stars, did Open 4 there. And then my first year was 4.2. I didn't mention that. Then I was on a non-tumble team at Broward Elite, and then I moved up here and I started coaching at Rockstar, which was at the time Rockstar. Now it's Rockstar ATA Lake Norman. That's where I started off, and then transferred to a different Rockstar location, and I coached Metallica, Maroon 5, and kind of hopped around the teams like Deep Purple and 21 Savage and stuff. And shout out to Q. That's where I met her, and I met her daughter Kennedy, which are literally like the best people in my life. I love them. That's also where I met Leah. She's another one of my amazing athletes that I love, her and her family. And then I left Rockstar, which our Rockstar turned into World Cup. And then I had left just because the drive was getting a lot. It was all the way in Columbia, and I was driving from Charlotte, so I was like an hour and 30-minute drive. Like, that's too much for me. I couldn't do that. So I ended up going to Charlotte All-Stars because Kevin calls me. Kevin Brubaker himself calls me saying, well, first, I contacted Miss Julie because Miss Julie, I had an interview with her when I first moved up to Charlotte All-Stars. When I first moved up to Charlotte. So I moved to Charlotte 4 years ago. And when I contacted ASGA, I hope that's what it said. I forgot. It's our Facebook group for coaches. But I contacted them, and I was like, hey, like, I'm moving to the Charlotte area. Who wants to hire me and stuff? So I had interviews with Rockstar Lake Norman, Omni Elite, Impact One, Charlotte All-Stars, Cheer Athletics, Cheer Extreme, like basically everywhere. which made me really happy that I had, you know, like I had interviews going in, and I like, no doubt, like I know I'm a good coach, like I hear it from the kids, I hear it from my coworkers and stuff like that. So like I knew I was gonna find a place, and then also Broad Elite definitely gave me a really good recommendation. So I love that, and I'm grateful for them for that. So when I first moved up here, I went to go to the interview at Charlotte All-Stars, and the first person to greet me was Miss Julie. And she was the sweetest, nicest person to me. Kevin did not pay attention to me. He did. He said hi to me. He acknowledged me. But he was running around the gym because I think at the time he was still involved with competitions, and I think he just had a lot going on. You know what I mean? But I got to do my interview with Julie, phenomenal woman, and then I had to end up choosing Rockstar Lake Norman because it was near my house. And I mean, they were offering a good thing, just like Charlotte All-Stars was. But just, it was the closest thing to me, you know. So I started working there, and then left there, changed to another Rockstar location, and then moved back to Charlotte All-Stars because Kevin calls me. And the funny thing about this is, when he calls me, I see Kevin. I'm thinking it's my friend Kevin from Orlando, and I answer the phone saying, hey, and then I said the B word right after. Y'all, I'm like, it was the funniest thing ever. Until this day, I still cannot believe that he ended up hiring me after. He was like, excuse me? I'm like, who is this? He goes, this is Kevin Brubaker from Charlotte All-Stars. I'm like, I apologize. I thought you were my friend Kevin. I really do apologize. And he goes, hey, like a lot of the kids, there was a few kids that transferred to Charlotte All-Stars saying, hey, like they say that you're a really good coach and they want you to work here. Let's set up an interview or whatever. But I had already trying to set up an interview with Miss Julie. This is before like she passed away and stuff. And I remember about to go to the meeting, and then I texted her back saying, hey, I'm sorry, I can't do it. I was scared to leave where I was because I didn't, like, starting new is a little scary for me, but then I get the ropes going because, like, I'm a really fun and lovable person. So, like, I'm going to meet people and I'm going to know people and stuff like that. But I had said, no, never mind. So then Kevin calls me, that whole conversation happens, then we meet, and I get to meet Kendall for the first time. We ended up having an interview at Max Speed Shop, and they said they would love to have me. I came to a couple of the practices and the gym and stuff like that, and like ever since then I've fallen in love, and I've stayed at Charlotte All-Stars ever since. Literally the most organized gym I've ever been at. I love it. The kids are amazing. The families are amazing. Like the relationships that I've built throughout the past 3 years. I'm going on my 4th year next year. Like, it's phenomenal. I love it. But yeah, and now I'm here in Charlotte. I do a lot of choreography now. I do voiceovers with Rob with Beat Burton Productions. So if you guys ever need a music guy, like contact Rob, you know what I mean? Like contact me and I will give you his information so you can get music from him. But yeah, I mean, growing up, majority of the time, kind of like backtrack a little bit, but majority of the time it was my mom and my dad. Then my mom and my dad ended up splitting and getting a divorce, and I ended up my mom had main custody over us. I didn't really like hanging out with my dad. I didn't really like being around him. He wasn't really the nicest person in the world. And then when I came out to my sisters first, then I came out to my mom, and they were like, we don't care, we still love you. Like, and they've always been supportive about it, and that's what I love about it. My dad, on the other hand, I didn't tell him until I was like 16, 17, and I was like, hey, like I want to let you know I'm gay. Like if you don't want to talk to me anymore or anything, that's perfectly fine, because I really don't want you in my life anymore. Like, it was insane. He was like, oh, like I don't like it, but I'm still gonna love you. Like, it wasn't the nicest thing. And then after that, he would, like at night, he was a very bad alcoholic, so like he would get drunk in the middle of the night, and like from my room, I'm laying down and I can hear him just calling me the F slur. And I can be like, I wish I never had a son like you. It was terrible. Like my life growing up at first was nice and happy. And then once I got into my teenage years, it started getting even worse and harder and just not the best. So that's why I always look for the happiness and everything, because that's where I feel comfortable. That's where I feel happy. Yeah, obviously there's going to be bad things in the world and I'm going to have to experience them. And to be honest, I'll experience them. You know what I mean? The whole point of life is to go through ups and downs, and you'll make your way through. You know what I mean? It just depends on how you take those things later on in the future. So like past trauma and stuff like that, my past is not me anymore, you know what I mean? But I still rely on happiness because that's where I feel the best. And when I give other people happiness, that makes me even happier. So that's why I always want to check on if my friends are okay and if they're happy and stuff, because growing up I didn't really have that. So yeah, I am now 27. I'm a Cancer, so I like to cry a lot. I'm very sensitive. Just kidding. I do cry a lot, but just because I'm an emotional person. Let's see, what else? Oh, I love designing uniforms on my, well, it used to be my iPad. I don't have my iPad anymore, but now I have my laptop. But I want to get another iPad in the future so I can do more designing, because that was, I love designing. That was one of my favorite things. So yeah, I mean, I don't know what else. I mean, that's like a little bit of a thing about me. And yeah, I mean, this is my introduction to you guys, and so you guys know who I am. And yeah, like, just stay tuned for more episodes. Definitely I have my podcast with Kendall, Matt Talk, Table Talk, which is on Spotify and Apple Music, which I really want you guys, and Apple Music, Apple Podcast, go and listen to it. If you're a new cheer parent, or you're a cheer parent that's been in it for a while, or an athlete, we give advice on cheerleading, and we kind of like inform everybody about cheerleading. So definitely go and check that out. You can follow me on TikTok, Bird is the Word, with 2 Ds. I have over 178,000 followers on there. I love making funny videos. I mean, random parents from other gyms will literally stop me and be like, oh, we follow you, like, we love you. And the kids coming up and taking pictures with me at competitions is so much fun. And at first, I'm like, I get a little like nervous about it because I'm not used to it, but I remember we were at a competition and we're just walking. I think I was next to Ari, and these kids started waving at me, and I turned to her, I'm like, girl, I don't know who they are. And she goes, Bird, do you not know who you are sometimes? And I thought that was the funniest thing ever, because I really don't, because that's not the first thing I think about. I think about me being literally a normal person. You can also follow me on Instagram, which is also Bird is the Word. And then on Twitter at CoachBird1996. Which I'll leave all below in the description below. But yeah, stay tuned for more of my vlogs. The cheer vlogs are always very successful. The kids love being in the vlogs. They're always asking about the vlogs. And now I'm going to go ahead and pass around my little camera. Quality's not the best, so when I upload it, do not, come for me. But I'm going to start passing around that camera to different teams so they can vlog their teams, so that I can get more footage for my YouTube channel so the kids can see it later. But yeah, just go ahead and follow all my social media, stay tuned, subscribe and like, and then share this to other people so they can kind of get an idea of who I am and what you're getting into when you're subscribing to my channel. But yeah, peace out, and yeah, thanks for following.